gentlemen and ladies, welcome back to a new episode of Clyde's Mechanical. We have a very special episode for you today because, as you can see behind me there, we actually have the Bronco in town. Look at her in all her glory. Uncut, mostly original. The suspension is not original. The body is original. Everything. Even there's a hole in the hood. It's all right. Stuff we're going to take care of on this Bronco. But right now, our main focus is going to be the suspension. We're going to put a 2.5-inch suspension lift back on this truck. Right now, it has a 6-inch suspension lift. Way too high, especially for old people like me and Papa. It is a little ridiculous. We want to leave the fenders uncut, so we're going to put some tires to match. Of course, this does have rust. It is a 1971 Sport model. It does have power steering now because it's been converted. Papa has put a 351 in it, which is why the breather is sticking out top of the hood, because it kind of sits higher than the original 302. But like I said, our focus today is not going to be on the truck itself. It's going to be on its suspension, and there is some work we have to do. There's some modifications we're going to have to do, and that is okay with us, because any bit of work we do is just good practice for stuff in the future. Yeah. So here we are. What we're going to do today is we're going to work from the rear to the ear. Meaning this is going to be a two-parter. We're going to do the rear first, then we're going to knock out the front side of this vehicle. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. All right, guys, shocks are off, and now's the point of the day where I have to regret to inform you that I have not always been the ace mechanic that y'all have become to love. At one time, I did half-ass some things, living life on the edge. I did shit like this. Don't do like me. I don't even know what you're talking about. Yep, there it is. Right now it's not stable. I had the rear end jack. Yeah, it's not the most stable thing in the world right now. Alright, guys. Everything should be out of the rear end. All should be left to do is let's drop this thing. Hopefully it don't get hung up on anything. Brake lines are loose, dry shaft, all that good stuff.
So, what do you think, Sorry? Let's drive it. Sorry said nothing. So. Got her. Look at there, saw dog.
Why does it look ugly?
Hold up.
It's not painted.
Look ugly.
It's not even
It just needs to be. You need to be loved on a little bit. That's it. It's horrible. All right, guys, we've reached that point again. We've got everything pulled out. Now it's time to start repair and replace and remove. Remove, repair, replace. Remove. That's a triple R. Remove, repair, replace, right? So first thing I'm gonna do before I cut anything off, I'm gonna go ahead and fix this. Cut that out, fix that. It don't have to be perfection. It just has to hold the bumper. But we're gonna make sure it's sturdy and not going anywhere. And I'm gonna walk you along how to do it, how I do it. So, you know, stick around, enjoy, watch the program. Saw some of these bends out of here. Next, we're gonna cut right here. I think we're gonna cut it right there, all the way across. Not a heavy bend, so. Now it looks like we could basically take a measurement from there to the end and have what we're looking for. So let's do that. Seems simple enough, right? And get a measurement of, first of all, I need to turn it around. Get a measurement of how far that is. That's 4 1/4, looks like. Looks like maybe, yeah, 4 1/4 is gonna go with it. We'll go with 4 1/4, plus the length width of it, which I would say is, what's that, 2.5? 2.5 plus 1/2 inch on each side, 2.5 plus an inch is 3.5 inches. So we're looking at 3.5 inches across. We're gonna cut.
1/2 inch down, we'll put a seam right here, and then 4 1/2 or 4 1/4, I think. Yeah. Seems good to me. So, what we're gonna have to do first is grab us go ahead and get our flat cutter here. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this rail off right here just a little bit so I can get a straight line here. Hit my belly! Straight line right there. Cheese and macaroni.
Cheese and macaroni.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's make some shit happen today. Let's make some poopy happen here.
All right, guys. We basically got a brand new piece of metal in here. Like it, I don't think it'll ever go anywhere. And just to show you how solid it is, not going nowhere. Holes gone. I mean, it looks like it never was there. See that hole up there left? We're gonna leave it there. There you go. There you go. And it's all fixed. I won't make you sit through the other side like I said, but hey, we're on the right track. All right, guys, we're at the point now we get to start welding new parts on. Not gonna lie, a little nervous. A little bit nervous because I'm not a pro welder, and like I said, I'm not trying to win a beauty contest with my welds, but we're trying to make stuff better, not worse. That's why I'm nervous. I even went and practiced a little bit on a scrap piece of metal to make sure, and I have been fighting my welding machine for the last 2 days. But that is over with now, and it's time to actually start. So right now we have the inboard shock hoop. This is the last thing I really have to do under the truck to weld. And right here, what's them instructions say? Upper hoop slides between the frame rails directly above the axle housing. Use bump stops. Use bump stop mounting area as reference. Skid plates, side plates should be flush with the bottom of the frame rail. There should be approximately 1/4 to 1/3, 1/4 to 1/3. I have no idea. Anyway, between the hoop floor and floorboard. So, don't really care about that measurement. Let's just get it flush with the frame rail. Seems pretty straightforward to me. All I'm gonna do is find where the bump stops were, put it flush at the bottom, measure from the cross member to make sure it's straight across, and then just weld her in.
Hey folks, now that the shock hoop is mounted, I guess that's what you call that thing, the shock bracket thing, anyway, took some adjusting, we got it on there, no big deal. Now it's time to move to the external brackets for the leaf springs. Brand new one sitting here. We got the front brackets and the rear brackets. And then we got the, whatever the hell you call them things up there painted. So yeah, now it's time to locate these. And they are supposed to be bolted on. I don't have no bolts that long, so yeah, let's keep on welding. Sounds like a plan to me. All right, guys, I have to say this next weld area is a whole lot better than the previous weld area. Not perfect, but I'll take it. Still got good penetration through here. I will say that is a factory hole. I just made it a little wider. I'm not gonna do anything with it. I'm just saying, factory hole, I didn't burn through it. I'm gonna put that out there. Now we come to this side. Look at that. I mean, it's not the best looking weld in the world, but it's a good weld, and I'll take that. That's just from that bracket to this bracket. Hopefully the next two brackets go better. Yeah, that's kind of where we're sitting at right now. So now that you see me go on with these two, I'm gonna go ahead and knock out the other two, and I'll let you see them when I'm done. Can I help you with something? Why are you following me around? All right, folks, we finally welded the brackets up there. I think I have preached and preached and preached that I am no fabricator or professional welder. Matter of fact, I am very much amateur, and I'm probably at the very bottom end of amateur welder. But I will say they're burned in and they're safe. And I stress this enough, I'm not going for pretty, I'm going for strong. I'm going for penetration. Just saying. You want to go for pretty, you're building a damn show truck, you go for it. Practice, you mess up, weld again. You probably need to practice a few times, because I'll be honest with you, the way I started and the way I ended over here on the other side is 10 times different, and I probably would get a lot better with my welding if I just practice a little bit. You can see it's gotten better all the way through, but you can see the penetration through there, so it's strong. The new brackets will be there long after the frame is gone. They're straight, as far as I know. We'll find that one out when we put the differential on. We got two more brackets we got to weld. That's for the relocation of the shocks, and that's what we're about to jump on now. But first, I want to change the pinion seal in this rear end because it is leaking like crazy. Gloves. There we go. There's a nut in there we gotta take loose. Take it loose from there. Not sure what size that nut is.
Since that's the last weld I'm gonna do on the rear end of this thing before I send this video out, I'm gonna go ahead and preface this and say, I am not going for beauty, I am going for penetration. Penetration, that's what I got, that's what I needed. It's gonna hold up. Well, the bottoms, because if they fill with water, it'll have somewhere to go. That's the only reason. I'm assuming that's the way they wanted it, because the other ones was like that too. So that's where we're at. Now, I think we're at the point we just clean this thing up now, right? Welcome back to the last day of this video, where we're gonna put some junk back in to the trunk of this Bronco. Man, we're gonna put the rear end back in. Not going in well. Already broke a sweat. Big end goes front ways. You know how I know that? It says front. Hey man, you let me give them the answer.
Well, you're reading it upside down.
You reckon I should put some of that lithium ion grease that came with it on here? No. Let's do it anyway. Ooh. Sick and smell. Right. Perfect. What you think, bud?
My toe hurts. Oops. The wrench don't want to come off, man.
All right, guys, that's gonna about do us on this episode. I have wore myself out just on the rear of this truck, and frankly, we're lining up pretty good. It does seem to want to set a little higher to the driver's side, but hopefully it settles a little bit, and we'll see how we work from there. We did. I'm not gonna name off all the stuff we did. You're gonna have to watch the whole video because we did a lot. Like, we did a lot on this rear end, did a lot of welding, and like I said, all right, guys, sorry about that. This is such an action-packed video that my SIM card done filled up twice with this deal. You see behind me what a little novice mechanic can do. We successfully relocated shocks, repaired sheet metal, and all by one non-welder. That's how much action-packed goodness is in this video. And I've been rushing, working in between remodeling the house and everything else to get this video out to you guys. So I'm sorry it's late, but I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was a learning experience for me. I hope you get a little something out of it. If you are a professional at this stuff that I'm doing, please leave a comment. Tell me where I can improve. It's okay. I'm not a fabricator. I'm not a pro welder. I'm not even a mechanic. The whole point of this whole channel is to show you guys anybody can do this stuff. If my big moron self can come out here and do this, anybody can do this stuff. Okay? I mean, it's just, that is what it is. This thing's got a 2.5-inch lift on it now. At least on the back side. I hadn't done the front side. I did so much stuff on the back side, I couldn't fit it in one video. So, guess what? Next video, we're tackling the front. Won't be near as much cut, won't be near as much welding. It's just straightforward, put the stuff together and complete it. This has not been a what do we call this? Rebuild? This is not a show quality restoration. We are wanting to drive this thing, and we're wanting to mud this thing, and you know, but it's still a 71 Bronco. How cool is that? Anyway, if you like what you see, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Follow us everywhere we're at. TikTok, Instagrams. We really don't keep up with a lot of it. We need to do some TikToks, don't we, bud? Yeah, we're gonna do some TikToks soon. Like and subscribe, and show us your support, because frankly, we pay for everything.